Parthaya pratibodhitam bhagavata narayana swayam vyasena gratitam purana munina madhye mahabharatam advaitam britavarshini bhagavatim ashtadashadhyayinim Ambatva manusandadhami Bhagavad Gita bhavadveshinim Namostute vyasa vishala buddhe pullara vindayata patra netra Yena tvaya bharata taila purna prajvalito jnanamaya pradipaha Prapanna parijataya tutra vitraikapanaye Jnana mudraya krishnaya gita amritaduhe namaha Sarvopanishado gavo dogdha gopalanandanaha Partho vatsa sudhir bhokta dugdham gita amritam mahat Vasudeva sutam devam kamsachanuramardanam Devaki paramanandam Krishnam vande jagadgurum Bhishmadrona tata jaya pratajala gandhara nilotpala Shalyagrahavati kripena vahani karnena velakula Ashwathama vikarna gora makara duryodhana vartini Sotirna khalu pandavaira nanadi kaivartaka keshavaha Parasharya vachasaroja mamalam gitartha gandhodkatam Nanakyanaka kesaram harikatha sambodhana bodhitam Loke sajjana shatpadaira haraha pepiyamana muda Bhuyad bharata pankajam kalimala pradvamsina shreyase Mukam karoti vachalam pangum langayate girim Yat kripatamaham vande paramananda madhavam Yam Brahma Varunendra Rudra Marutastunvanti Divyarstavaihi Vedai Sangapadakramopanisadar Gayanti Yam Samagaha Dhyanavastita Tadgatena Manasa Pashyanti Yam Yogino Yasyantam Navidusura Suragana Devaya Tasmai Namaha Shri Satguru Maharaj Ki Jai. Hari Om, everyone. Good to see you again. We continue with the Bhagavad Gita, chapter 11. In short, I think all of you have been here before, but I will still say that chapter 11 is the Vishvarupa Darshana, is the chapter in which Lord Krishna is showing Arjuna his cosmic form. He tells Arjuna that it is not something that we can understand. Yet from the description in the chapter, we can imagine, we can think maybe we understand. And that's okay. The vision that Arjuna sees is an evolving vision. First, he is very inspired. It is very beautiful form, and what he sees is making him so happy. But then it turns into something very terrible that is very difficult for Arjuna to handle. For some reason, what Arjuna is seeing is so intense that he cannot take it. And he feels great fear. And basically he's asking Krishna, he's telling Krishna, what I see is too much for me, I'm not able to take it. And this is where we at. Arjuna was asking Krishna, who are you? And Krishna was saying, I am time. I'm showing now the future to you, the future of the war. All these warriors are going to die. You can be a mere instrument in my hands, and all these things that we have seen already in the past classes. And in the last class, we have seen that Sanjaya is telling us that Arjuna is awe-stricken, and also he's full of fear, and he's addressing Krishna again. And we have seen the beginning of the answer of the what Arjuna was saying. It is meet, O Krishna, that the world delights and rejoices in thy praise. Demons fly in fear to all quarters, and the host of perfected ones bow to thee. So here Arjuna is starting to praise Lord Krishna. Okay, basically, as we are going to see, maybe today, maybe next week, Arjuna realizes that his best friend is God. It sounds like a lot of fun, but it is not. You know, imagine that the guy you thought is your best friend suddenly turned out to be God, Ishvara, Bhagavan. That can be very unsettling, and this is what is going on in the mind of Arjuna. So now he's praising Krishna. And we have reached verse number 37. We will chant it and then try to explain. Kasmachatena nameran mahatman gariyase brahmanopyadikartre ananta devesha jagannivasa tvamaksharam sadasatat paramyat. Kasmat. In Sanskrit, all questions start with K. Kah, ki, kim, qual, con, all this. In Spanish also is almost like this. And kasmat means why. Kasmatcha te na nameran mahatman. O Mahatma. Mahatma is a vocative. It means O Mahatma. What is Mahatma? Maha-atma. Atma means the self or the soul, and Maha means great. What is the meaning of the great soul? Does it mean that there are bigger souls and smaller souls? Of course, according to Vedanta, there is no such a thing, because there is only one self. Right? When we study Vedanta, we learn that there is only one Atma. It doesn't have any size. Atma is the self. It is pure consciousness. It doesn't have any size. So when you say big soul or small soul, it is just a manner of speech. It means someone who is connected to his inner world. Someone who is evolved spiritually is being called a Mahatma. Okay, but it doesn't mean that the Atma is bigger and smaller. For example, Gandhi used to be called Mahatma Gandhi. He didn't like this. He used to object. What do you mean, Mahatma? There is no Alpa Atma. There is no small Atma. There is only Atma. But still, it is being used even in the Bhagavad Gita. Arjuna is calling Krishna Mahatma. Kasmatane na nameran. Why shouldn't they bow to you? Who? In the previous verse, we were saying that all the sages, they are bowing to God. So now he says, why shouldn't they do? Of course they should. Gariyase brahmanaha. You are even greater. Gariyase means you are greater. Brahmanaha. You are greater than Brahma. Who is Brahma? Brahma is the creator. Okay? In Sanskrit, we have Brahman and we have Brahma. Brahman is the ultimate reality. We talked about it when we talk about the Vedanta philosophy. We say ultimate reality is pure consciousness, is called Brahman. But then, according to the cosmology or mythology, there is a guy, his name is Lord Brahma, who was born out of the navel, the lotus that came out of the navel of Lord Vishnu, and all these stories there. And Lord Brahma is the first being in this creation. He is responsible for the creation of this world. And you know also we have Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva. So Brahma is the creator, Vishnu is the sustainer, and Shiva is the destroyer, right? So in this sense, Brahma is a guy, is part of creation, where Brahman is the ultimate reality. Both of them are coming from the same root. It is coming actually from the same noun even, but one of them is in masculine and one of them is in neuter. Just like in English, we have masculine, feminine, and neuter. We say he, she, and it. It is neuter. It refers to things that doesn't have gender. In Sanskrit also we have the three. And when we say the same word in a neuter form, we say Brahman. Brahman. This is ultimate reality, because ultimate reality doesn't have any gender. When we use the same noun in a masculine form, it is Brahma. So we call Lord Brahma. Okay, this is the creator. It is the same word, but it has a completely different meaning. Okay, so here he is referring to Brahma, to Lord Brahma. He says, Gari yase Brahmanaha. You are even greater than Brahma, the creator. Why? Because you preceded the creator. Yes.
Swamiji, the difference is so subtle. Can you repeat again the difference between the pronunciation of one and the other, please?
Yeah. So Brahma. Okay, first of all, regarding pronunciation of this, when you write it down, you write first the H and then you write the M, right? If you look at transliteration, they first write H and then they write the M, and therefore some people say Brahma. But it's not Brahma. There is kind of an exception. That's at least the way my teacher taught me. Here, it is a normality that we pronounce first the M and then the H. So it is Brahma and not Brahma. Okay, Brahma, Brahman. So when we talk about the ultimate reality, it is Brahman with N at the end, like Nancy. Okay, and when we talk about the creator, we remove the N and it is Brahma. It is short Bra and short Ma. Okay, so it is Brahma. Now he says, Gari yase Brahmanaha. You are greater than Brahma. Why you are greater? Because you preceded Brahma. You come before. You are Vishnu. You are the cause even of Brahma. And Api Adi Kartre. And also you are the Adi Kartre. You are the primeval cause. You are the original cause. So Brahma is the creator, but even Brahma has a cause, and the cause is Ishvara or Vishnu, if you want. Okay, so Arjuna says you are the primeval cause. Then he says Anantaha. Anantaha means without Anta. Anta means end. Ananta means without end, endless. Okay, and that means infinite. Ananta means infinite. Devesha. Devesha is actually Deva Isha. Isha means Lord and Deva means the gods. So you are the God of the gods. You are the Lord of the gods. Devesha. Devesha Jagan Nivasa. Jagat Nivasa. Jagat, the T like Tom, the T at the end of Jagat is changed to M, like Nancy, when it comes before a soft consonant. Doesn't matter exactly, it is some grammar gibberish, But the point is that here Jagat is changed to Jagan Nivasa. Okay, it's you are the abode of this universe. What is the abode of the universe? Just like the snake, just like the rope is the abode of the snake, in the analogy of the snake and the rope, right? Where is the snake found? Only in the rope. So the snake abides in the rope, in the sense that this is the substratum for it. In the same way, you are, oh Lord, you are the abode for all this universe. Jagan Nivasa. And Tvam Aksharam. Aksharam means the imperishable. Tvam means you. You are the Akshara, the imperishable. What is imperishable? Something that cannot be destroyed. We know that everything in the visible universe is changeable, is going to be destroyed, including the universe itself, right? We know that everything is changeable and therefore everything is perishable. But the underlying consciousness, the underlying entity which lies underlie it is changeless. It is a little bit like the mud out of which the pot is made, the clay out of which the pot is made is imperishable in relation to the pot. The pot is made, it is there and it is broken. Before it was made, while it is there and after it is broken, it is just clay. So the clay is not disturbed by the manifestation and the going out of manifestation of the pot. You understand? In the same way, consciousness or Brahman or God, if you want, is that which is changeless. It is Aksharam. It is imperishable. You cannot destroy it because there is nothing else, you see? As long as there is something else, there must be destruction. If there is more than one, then there must be destruction. But where there is only one, how can it be destroyed? Into what? There is only one. And therefore it is Aksharam. Tvam Aksharam. And then he says, Sat Asat Tat Paramyat. So Sat Asat. Sat means reality and Asat means unreality. Right? We have talked about it a lot when we talked about Vedanta, Sat Chit Ananda. So Sat and Asat, Tat Paramyat, you are even transcending. You are the supreme, which is even beyond Sat and Asat. Okay? Swami Shivananda is going to explain to us that here Sat and Asat refers to the manifested and the unmanifested. But the point is that even the idea of Sat, that which is real, and the idea, that which is unreal, it is still within the realms of ideas. And the reality, which is God, is transcending even that. You understand? And therefore it is transcending even Sat and Asat. We always try to understand what is real and what is unreal, and we have very concrete ideas regarding it, but we have to remember that these are only ideas. When we talk about God, when we talk about ultimate reality, or even when we talk about the self, it is beyond all concept, and therefore it is beyond Sat and also beyond Asat. Okay, now I will read to you the running translation. And why should they not, O great soul, bow to thee, who art greater than all else, the primal cause even of the Creator, Brahman, O infinite being, O Lord of the gods, O abode of the universe, thou art the imperishable, the being, the non-being, and that which is supreme, that which is beyond being and non-being. Now, I think here we should not so much focus on the philosophy of what is being said, but more try to tap into Arjuna's state of mind. You see, Arjuna here is in the deepest spiritual experience because he has the cosmic vision of the Lord. We are going to see later what Krishna is saying about it. And at the same time, Arjuna is terrified, which is very human experience. And somehow, for us, I think it is more beneficial than analyze the Sat, Asad, beyond, and all this. Is just to try to tap into his experience, into his state of mind. Try to imagine that the Lord is there, is just manifesting to you, and you realize it. This is the depth of Arjuna's experience. So now I will read the commentary of Swami Shivananda. The Lord is Mahatma. Remember, we talked about the idea of Mahatma. He is greater than all else. He is the imperishable. So he is the proper object of worship, love, and delight. Swami Shivananda here is relating to the previous verse that Krishna was talking about this, the world delight and rejoices in thy praise. So Swami Shivananda, it is proper to have delight and all this regarding the Lord because he transcends everything. And a little bit of Vedantic idea, the Lord is your own self. The Lord is your own self. Never put it out of your mind. That which exists in the 3 periods of time is Sat. Okay? So what is Sat? One definition of Sat is that which exists in the 3 periods of time, past, present, and future. Na sato vidyate bhavo, na bhavo vidyate sataha. Krishna says in chapter 2 of the Bhagavad Gita, that which is Sat can never go out of existence. Everything within the visible universe and the invisible also is subject to change, and therefore it was not there at some time and it will not be there at another time. Everything within the universe is subject to this law of change. Either it has not been there before or it will not be there later, even though it is appearing now. And therefore, it is not Sat. The only reality, the only thing which is real is that which is present at the all periods of time. And this is Brahman, this is the Lord, this is the Self. Okay? Yes. So Swami Shivananda says, that which exists in the 3 periods of time is Sat. Brahman is Sat. That which does not exist in the 3 periods of time is Asat. This world is Asat. This body is Asat. So this is the more transcendent or transcendental meaning of this word Sat and Asat. But then Swami Shivananda says, the words Sat and Asat mean here the manifested and the unmanifested, which form the adjuncts of the Akshara, imperishable. There are, when we talk about reality, when Krishna is talking about reality in the Bhagavad Gita, he talks about 3 levels. One level is the manifested, that which is manifesting, and this is the world. And one level is the unmanifested. We will talk about it a little later, but this world is moving between 2 states. One state is the state of appearance, of manifestation. And then there is a state which is called pralaya, which is the state of unmanifestation. And the idea is that just like the tree and the seeds, you know, the seed is the unmanifested tree, and the tree is the manifested seed. And we go from tree to seed, from seed to tree, and go on and on. In the same way, this world is also going into different stages of manifestation and unmanifestation. And there is a whole description that we have seen in chapter 8, that the world exists for some billions of years. but then it is going again into a state of unmanifested. And during this time, the three gunas are in equilibrium. We will talk about it when we reach this point. It is coming a little later. And at that time, nothing is manifested. But that also, the manifested and the unmanifested, is still within the reality which is relative. Beyond that, there is Sat, which is the ultimate reality, which is the transcendental, which is beyond everything. Okay, and that, so Swami Shivananda says here that, I'm just, somebody is unmute, and I take a moment to mute everyone. Okay, yeah, we are all mute. Okay, thank you. So, Swami Shivananda says that here Sat and Asat relate to the manifested and the unmanifested, and not to in the transcendental form, in the ultimate form, that Sat refers to the ultimate reality and Asat refers to everything else. You understand? I don't know if I made myself very clear, but I will read again what Swami Shivananda says. The words Sat and Asat mean here the manifested and the unmanifested, which form the adjuncts of Akshara. Akshara means the imperishable, right? We have seen that Krishna says, Arjuna tells Krishna, you are the Akshara, the imperishable. The imperishable includes the manifested and the unmanifested. The word Akshara is applied in the Gita sometimes to the unmanifested and sometimes to the Supreme Being. This is what I was trying to explain to you. That idea of Akshara, of the unmanifested, of indestructible, is sometimes referred in a smaller way to that which is unmanifested, the world in Pralaya, after it goes into destruction, and sometimes it refers to Brahman, to ultimate reality. Ananta, because Arjuna was calling him Ananta, infinite. Ananta is he who is free from the three kinds of limitations. Limitation of time, space, and thing. It is Kala, Desha, Vastu, Paricheda. I'm going to read to you, which have already been explained in page number 266. So I'm going back for the benefit of all of us who don't remember, including myself. And let's see. Swami Shivananda says, Anantam means endless. He who is free from the three kinds of limitations, Desha, Kala, Vastu, Paricheda, the limitation of time, space, and a thing, respectively, is Anantam. He is Brahman. The philosophical concept is explained below. So now we are going to understand what is the limitations of time, space, and a thing. Okay? The pot is here. Okay? We have the saying, the pot is here. Is a space limitation. Because if the pot is here, it is not there, right? If it is not there, it is limited. This is limitation in space. The pot is now here. This is a time limitation because we talk about now. Before it may have been here, later on it may be here, but now it is not here. This is a limitation in time. The pot is not a cloth. This is a thing limitation. When we say the pot is not a cloth, we create a limitation because it makes itself different than everything which is not a pot. When I say a pot, I'm kind of excluding anything which doesn't fall into this idea. For example, cloth. A cloth is not a pot. And therefore, the pot is saying this is a pot is a limitation of a thing. There is saffron in Kashmir only. Okay, you know, saffron, this herb, this is only in Kashmir. This is limitation of space and thing. So saffron is the thing, okay? And it is there only in Kashmir. This is a limitation of space. You can have apples only in September. Not anymore, but here in India, it's like that. You know, there is a place, Harshil. It is about 100 kilometers from here, close to Gangotri. They have very special apples, but it is coming only in September, October, like this. You can have apples only in September. This is limitation of time and thing. The thing is the apple and the time is September. You understand, right? But Brahman is everywhere as it is all pervading. It is not limited by space. It exists in the past, the present, and the future, and therefore it is not limited in time. It dwells in all parts. Everything you can point to is actually Brahman, and therefore it is not a thing. This is actually one of the greatest limitations that we have, that we try always to make Brahman a thing. But it is not a thing, it is not something. Hence, it is beyond these three limitations. It is therefore endless. This is the idea of Ananta. And Arjuna tells Krishna, you are that. This is who you are. This is the realization of Arjuna. Arjuna again praises the Lord thus. This is verse number 38. Tvamadideva purusha puranas tvamasya vishvasya param nidhanam vettasi vedyam cha param cha dhamma tvaya tatam vishvamananta rupa tvam adidevaha. Tvam means you. You are Adideva. We have here another Adideva. It's called Adinath, right? Adinath and Adideva is the same, basically. Adideva. So, Tvam Adidevaha. You are the primal of the first. Adi means first. You are the first God. Purushaha. You are Purusha. What is Purusha? In common Sanskrit, Purusha means a person. Okay, Purusha means a person. Purushayanat iti Purushaha. What is Purishayanat? Puri means a city, and Shayanat means dwelling. One who dwells in the city is Purusha. What is the city? We have seen in chapter 7, I believe, or 9, chapter 7 of the Gita, Lord Krishna says that he calls the physical body the city of 9 gates. The city of 9 gates, because we have 9 openings. So this is the city, and who dwells in the city? Purusha. This is the self, God. Okay, so this is the idea of Purishayanat. It is the inner dwelling, presence. You know, this is what we always forget. God is residing inside our body. Therefore, our body is the temple, and the shrine is God. Imagine. Okay, so he says, Purushaha, you are the Purusha. And Puranaha, Tvam, you are the Puranaha. Purana means ancient. Ancient here means beginningless, infinite. Tvam asya vishvasya param nidhanam. Asya vishvasya, of this Vishva. Vishva means universe. Of this universe, you are param nidhanam. You are the supreme refuge. You know, this is something that bhaktas are very good in. To see God as the refuge. You know, when People who are too Vedantins, too philosophical, is very difficult. Like when you feel alone, you are alone. There is nobody there. But if you are a bhakta, if you are a devotee, God is always there. He's your best friend. Bhoktaram yagyatapasa sarvaloka maheshwaram suridam sarvabhutanam. I am the friends, the bosom friends of all beings. For devotees, for bhaktas, God is the best friend. He's always there. How great is that? Okay. So he says, Tvaya tatam, no, yeah. Tvamasya Vishvasya Paramnidhanam. You are the supreme refuge of all this universe. And then he says, Vettasi, 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 you are to be known. Vettasi, sorry, you are the knower. Vetta is the knower. Vetta asi, asi means you. You are the knower. This is very important. What is the knower? The knower of what? The answer is the knower of everything. You know, within you, there is something which is the knower. Right now, you are watching the screen and watching whatever is going on here in your mind. It is knowledge. For knowledge, there must be a knower. A knower. You cannot know the knower. We talked about it many times. You are always different than the know. You are always different than the known, but you are the knower. And this knower is none other than God. And this knower is none other than your own self. You are that knower. There is no other knower. There is no other knowledge. So Vettasi, you are the knower, and also Vedyam. Vedya means that which ought to be known, that which should be known. Also, what is there to know? It is you. There is nothing else. So what is there to be known? This is the world. The world is an appearance, is an appearance, and it is to be known by the knower. You are the knower and you are the known also. And Tatam Vishvam, you are Tvaya Tatam Vishvam. By you, all this universe is pervaded. What is the meaning? You are omnipresent. Now, when I was a boy, I was taught that God is omnipresent. And therefore, whenever I do something wrong, I will feel, oh, God is sitting and watching. Right? When I be in the bathroom, I will think, oh, God is watching me now, what I'm doing. And that is a religious idea of God is have eyes everywhere. But actually, omnipresence means that it is the reality. It is the only reality which is there. It is just like the rope is omnipresent in the snake. In the same way, God is omnipresent in the world. This is the idea of pervading. The rope is pervading the snake. Because there is no snake, there is only rope. There is nothing in the snake that extends the rope, right? And therefore we say that it is pervaded by the rope. In this way, he says, Tvaya Tatam Vishvam, and Ananta Rupam, of infinite forms. That manifestation of the world, which is no different than you, is of infinite forms. So many forms are there. Okay? I will read to you quickly the commentary. Primal God, because the Lord is the creator of the universe. Okay, when he says, you are Adideva Purusha Puranas, Tvaya Vishva Mananta Nidhanam. Yeah, you are the primal God. Purana This is because the Lord is the creator of the universe. Purusha, because the Lord lies in the body. Purishayanat. This is what I told you. This is the meaning of Purusha. Nidhanam, that in which the world rests during the great deluge or cosmic dissolution. So Swami Shivananda here says, actually he's taking it from Adi Shankaracharya's commentary. He says that Nidhanam, when he says you are the abode of the universe, it refers to the unmanifested state. When the world is going into the unmanifested state, this is called the unmanifested, and this is the support for the manifestation. Okay, it is the support for the manifestation. The pot comes out of the clay and gets merged in clay, right? The pot is coming out of the clay and it gets merged in the clay after it is destroyed. Even so, the world has come out of the Lord and gets dissolved or involved in the Lord. So the Lord is the material cause of the world. Therefore, he is the primal God and the supreme refuge also. Okay, it is basically what we have said, what we discussed. Param Dhamma, supreme abode of Vishnu. Just as the rope, the substratum for the superimposed snake, pervades the snake, so also Brahman or Vishnu, through his nature as existence, knowledge, bliss, absolute, pervades the whole universe. Okay, this is what we were saying. I just wanted to read it with Swami Shivananda's words. And now, again, I'm very happy to ask Swami Atmananda ji to speak to us a little bit. Again, he's visiting me. We are all privileged. This is my last 2 weeks in India before I start my travels. And yeah, it is my last chance to spend time with Swamiji until I travel, until next time. And this is, yeah, I really enjoy every moment, and I'm always happy to share it with you. Okay, so give me a moment. Oh, Jai. Jai Durga. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Deva Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Ishvaro Gururatmeti Murti Veda Vibhagine Vyomavad Vyapta Dehaya Dakshina Murtaye Namaha Sharanagata Dinartha Paritrana Parayane Sarvasyarti Hare Devi Narayani Namostute Antar Jyotir Bahir Jyotir Pratyak Jyotir Parat Parat Jyotir Jyotir Swayam Jyotir Atma Jyotir Shivosmyaham. Jai Durga. By this time, you guys must be tired of listening to me, because I speak the same thing every day. Now, if you have noticed it, I don't have a second thing to tell you. What I say today, I will say it tomorrow. What I told you tomorrow, I will tell it day after tomorrow.
So you have been listening to the same thing. So today we will tell you the same thing that I have told you all this time. But what I tell you today, I want you to remember and do it, because what is most important is doing. It is doing it. That's what gets God, is. And one thing you should really become convinced and have faith is God is a reality. Yeah, you may not like the word God, that we can change. We can change the name of God. We can just call it the Supreme Being. We can call it the Divine Being. You can call it the Great Glory. You can call it Brahman. You can call it Yesu. You can call it Madre. You can call it Padre. Doesn't matter. Call it something. The Supreme Being, the Paramatman. We usually call it Brahman, or it's the self. So whatever it is, for me, though people tell me don't use the word God, but I cannot resist it. That is the one word that comes out of my mouth, because I don't have a problem with this name. People are stuck with the problems because we don't analyze, we don't think. So this person himself has no problem. This God has no problem. So I just call it God. Believe it, because logically we cannot prove God, it's impossible. It just depends upon how smart you are. If you are smart, you can disbelieve God very easily. So just believe it, and it is there. Because it is your own self, it is your own existence. It is just telling, I am not. What do you mean, I am not? I am. And that is what is God, And I will give you two ways, two clues, which will make you think of God all the time in your life without spending any extra time. These are the two things I have found. And I have already told you, so I'm going to re-share it today, because we don't know whether we meet again or what happens. Now, one thing I have always told you, to remember, these are all ways to think of God, The one thing that I have told you, I must have, because I tell this to everybody whom I meet. The first bite of anything you eat and the first sip of anything you drink should not go down your throat without taking the name of God. I think this I must have repeated it 100 times. So if you do this simple thing, you will be thinking of God from morning to evening, because all the time we keep eating something or the other. Or you are not an eater, you will be drinking. You will drink water, especially the Westerners, because they have to drink water. So they always keep a bottle with them. And every 10 minutes you sip water. Isn't it? You might have watched these people. Everyone has a bottle, whether they have anything else or not. They may not have a wallet, but there will be water bottle. So every 10 minutes you drink, say the name of God. Jai Durga. Hallelujah. Ave Maria. Something. Just how many times you would have repeated God's name? Yes. So any sip of anything you drink, or the first bite of anything you eat, take the name of God. Yes. You would have remembered God, my God, more than what I do, or any saint would claim that he is a defeat of God, because you drink so much water. Yeah, for Westerners it must be so easy to think of God. The moment you see the bottle, oh my God, I have to take your name again. Jai Durga. Do it. Now, this is a great clue to think of God. Another thing I have found is, because Krishna is very particular about this. Yeah, this is his biggest secret. Because after telling Arjuna about what to do and everything, he knew it is very difficult to do anything for a human being that is good and nice. So he said, Yat karoshi, whatever you do, tat kurushva madarpanam. Oh Arjuna, do it as an offering to me. Do it as a puja. Do it as a worship. Just give it to me. We may not have all these feelings of pujas and respect and all this. You don't need that. Yes. Just tell in your own language, however you feel comfortable with. For me, it is simple. This is for you, O Lord. This is for you. Just tell that one sentence, however you can frame it, what appeals to you. Everyone has something that clicks for them. For me, this is for you. Whether you feel it or you don't feel it, I don't mind. It can be very mechanical. People will say, what is there? This is very mechanical. God bless you. Just do that mechanical thing. We all just do things without thinking all day and night. So even if you don't have a feeling, it doesn't matter. Just tell whatever you do, this is for you. You took shower. Tell God this is for you. You take the shower, you think, oh my God, I took the shower. No, this is not for you. This is for you. You tell him. Yeah. You get up in the morning and brush your teeth. Because, this is where we lost. We never understood what he was telling. Because we thought, Yat karoshi means, okay, whatever I will do, I will give it to God. And then what you do, you never gave anything to God during the whole day. Because you think you should do something special, man, that everybody will remember and ring the bell. That I will give it to God. No, you brush your teeth. Tell God this is for you. Yes. The silly things that you do. You just started cooking for your kids. Tell God this is for you. Yes. You went to work. Of course, I know you went to work just to make money. That is honest. But tell God this is for you. Because God doesn't have a brain. He thinks, oh my God, she's working from morning 7 o'clock to evening 9 o'clock. For me? Yeah, when you go to office, you just tell God, this is for you. Yes. When you get out of the office, tell him, this is for you, you see. He thinks, oh my God, I never found such a devotee. Even Saint Francis was not like that. Oh my God, this fellow is working from morning to night since brushing the teeth. He's telling, this is for you. You're tired and you want to take a nap. Tell God, this is for you. Yes, this is for you. I'm taking a nap. Yes. I'm dreaming. Yes, if you remember, tell him this is for you. Now you forget Yat Karashiji. It becomes so simple. You will live all your life as a consecrated one, you see. It becomes a dedication. It is so simple and so easy if only we follow these two. What you eat, tell him this is for you, and you eat. Yeah, don't leave anything on the plate. Finish it. But tell him, this is for you. He eats about the brain. He thinks, oh my God, what a devotee. She finished the ice cream completely. Oh, God bless her. And he will digest the food. Yes. Yeah. And you wash the dishes. Tell God this is for you. Don't think you have to do something else. These are all things that you do during the day. But when you do it, you don't take extra time. Just tell when you are washing the dishes, this is for you. And then you wash the dishes and play the music. That is fine. But when you play the music, tell him this is for you. Yeah, it becomes a great game with God. And he thinks, oh, this is somebody who loves me. Man, this is unbelievable. Nobody loved me like this. Anything you do, just tell God, this is for you in your own language, whatever way you feel comfortable with. And don't feel about mechanical, physical, geographical. Just tell it, even if you don't mean it. You may think this is a joke that Swamiji is telling, so we will play the joke. And you play the joke with God, and God will be laughing his heart out, you see. Very rarely people make him smile. He will be very happy. Oh my God, she's washing the dishes for me. Very nice. Put your clothes on. Oh Lord, this is for you. Yes, this is all for you. All that I do is for you. And whatever I eat is also for you. Just do it. Just say it, even if you don't mean it. Even if you don't believe it, it doesn't matter. You don't know how far ahead you will go. You will be at the God's door when we pass away. God will be with you. Just do this. God bless you and you be well. Jai Durga, Jai Durga.
Asato ma sadgamaya tamaso ma jyotirgamaya mrityorma mritam gamaya. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Shri Satguru Maharaj Ki Jai.
Jai Durga, Jai Durga. Please do it. And
Do
be
it.
happy.
I will see you next week. Hari Om. Hari Om.